Yeah, I just think that everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and it was interesting to hear about. I mean, it didn't necessarily change my mind, but it's interesting to hear how much a man would prefer a woman to not necessarily have career goals and would rather just have the goals of being a mother, which I think is great. But I think, yeah, I don't know. I always thought that maybe a man would prefer a woman with career goals as well, some ambitions other than just being a mother, doing maybe both, or yeah, I don't know. It's been great to hear everyone's opinions.
I would encourage everybody you're very fortunate if you do find a man who can afford that lifestyle. Many people act like it's expected, and it is a privilege.
I was fully raised to have my own career and my own money, and to never ever rely on a man to take care of me to just be a mother.
And
so
I respect that.
That's why I'm very career driven. I always have been. Very happy with where I'm at in my career and
Instead,
financially.
you rely on your employer.
No, I mean, I have goals of, taking this into my own business eventually as well. Careers start somewhere and they hope to grow. I have goals out, like in my career, I still think that there's higher places I can
But
go.
ultimately, you're reliant then on an economic system to support you in one way or the other.
I just want to make my own money and be successful in my own way, and I don't want to have to rely on a man to do that, because if things went south in a relationship, I don't want to feel like I'm high and dry.
But what if things went wrong in your career? What if
I could
things
find another
went
job.
wrong in the economy? There was a recession,
I can still be a mom.
But this idea that it's like, oh my God, that women who are in these relationships where they're being fully provided for by a guy who's a high earner, that there's like this sort of existential, fucking drunk here, that there's this like sort of vague risk on the horizon is just, I don't know.
I don't say I look at it as a risk, but I just personally don't feel like I'm not the type to jump into a relationship and hope that I'll be financially taken care of. I would rather just know that I got myself in case anything happens. I'm not banking on the downfall long term. I don't know. That's just me. I just feel comfortable in.
Well, to be fair though, every single one of you here said you'd pick the perfect man over the perfect career, so.
I personally love my career, so all I'm really looking for now is a great relationship. But
Wait, just to be clear though, I think the conversation earlier when I asked, you're dating a guy who's a really high earner, he wants to get married to you, and he says, I want you to not work anymore. You said yes, you would stop working. Is that correct?
For the first 5 years, if he doesn't want me, if he just doesn't want me to work in general because he wants me to provide for him, I think I'm against that. But if he wants me to stop working to provide for our children, then that's a different story, because I do want to be a mom and I do want to be able to be to have that experience as well. So I totally understand the staying home, being the mother, and I would love to be like the soccer mom, the dance mom, and do all those experiences with the kids, absolutely, and it'd be fantastic if a man could support me. But I do want the opportunity to potentially go back to something that I'm passionate about down the road.
Okay. Alina, did you have another question?
No, I was just going to add on what Leanna was saying. I think part of the reason why men don't find it as attractive when a woman has ambitious career goals is because when women reach a successful point in their career, they usually think about how can they secure something for themselves, like how can they build security for themselves, and how can they not rely on a man in the future. But when men reach a successful point in their career, they think about how can I provide for someone else. Instead of focusing it on themselves. So, and I was raised the same way as you. I was raised to focus on myself and securing a stability for myself as well. But I think the reason why men don't really find that as attractive as women do is because women's intentions are usually different with their career ambitions than a man.
That's fair.